Ravi and Samir start at the exact same baseline, same age, same job, identical salary, and similar goals for their families. 5 years later, the paths diverge. Ravi spends the final week of every month anxious and scrambling, while Samir has complete peace of mind. There was no lottery win, no secret inheritance, and no sudden windfall. Most people assume that the only cure for financial instability is a larger salary. This chart clarifies the difference. The particles on the left are income, money moving through a conduit, tied to the hours you work. The reservoir on the right is wealth, retained value that grows and protects you when you are no longer working. To understand why these identical salaries yielded two different lives, we have to look at the mechanical, everyday decisions where their paths split. On day one, Ravi's strategy is simple: pay the bills, spend the rest, and wait for a raise to solve his problems. Samir takes a different approach. He doesn't change his lifestyle immediately, but he starts observing and categorizing exactly where his money goes. This water tank represents your financial life. Steady input, but unmonitored holes drain the bottom, so the level never rises. By tracking expenses, Samir identifies leaks. He systematically plugs them, allowing the tank to finally hold a reserve. When an unavoidable medical bill or car repair arrives, Ravi has no buffer. He is forced to rely on debt or his next unearned paycheck. Samir handles the same crisis with an emergency fund. Think of this fund as a motorcycle helmet. It doesn't win the race, but it protects the baseline when you stumble. Building wealth begins with defense. Growth is impossible until you stop the bleeding and protect your baseline. Saving cash is only the first step. Stagnant money faces a systemic decay, inflation. This visualization shows the erosion. The label on the block stays at $100, but the area representing what it can actually buy shrinks over time. The paper stays the same, but the power disappears. Samir fights this decay by deploying his capital into diversified investments. He uses compounding, a process where his initial money works to generate returns, which then begin generating returns of their own. Eventually, both men receive a significant salary increase. Ravi experiences lifestyle creep. His income steps up, but expenses immediately curve to meet it, keeping his margin at zero. Samir holds expenses flat. This creates a widening gap, providing fuel for his compounding system. Financial acceleration occurs when you widen this gap, forcing every pay raise to buy freedom instead of just buying things. Returning to the 5-year mark, Ravi is exhausted because his entire life depends on a single point of failure: the next paycheck. Samir's success isn't defined by luxury items, but by margin, the breathing space and control that comes when you no longer face monthly panics. Wealth is the invisible architecture of strength built for tomorrow. Building this architecture requires 4 specific mechanics. First, audit and track capital flow for 30 days to find leaks. Second, build a localized emergency buffer to absorb shocks. Third, automate your investments to remove emotional decisions. Finally, reinvest in your own skills. Since you are your primary asset, increasing your expertise is the most direct way to increase the income that feeds the entire system. This is an organic process that requires patience. If the seed is never planted, or if it's dug up every few days to check for progress, the tree never grows. Financial freedom is engineered through small, quiet, repeatable decisions.